Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So the Nevada State Legislature, in the state that I live in now, just passed two major unconstitutional gun control bills and sent them to the governor's desk. We're going to talk about both over the next couple days, but today we're going to start off with the semi-auto ban. So let's get to it. Now, real quick before we get started, this video is proudly sponsored by American Heart for Gold. Listen, everybody in the firearms community understands the value of precious metals. Brass and lead could protect your life, but silver and gold can protect your savings. You know, in our lifetime, the dominance of the US dollar was supreme, but that may change soon. The stock market swings back and forth every day, and we're facing record inflation, increasing costs, and unprecedented tariffs. So don't let your life savings become a casualty of market crashes or tariff wars. In times of economic chaos like now, there is one currency that stood the test of time and continues to increase in value: physical gold and silver. Now, they can print more dollars, but they can't print any more gold. While the value of the dollar is tanking, the value of gold is hitting record heights, with many predicting that gold might reach $5,000 an ounce by the end of 2025. Now is the time to call the only precious metal dealer that I trust, American Heart for Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your wealth portfolio with physical gold and silver delivered directly to your door. You can also transfer your current retirement account into a gold IRA, tax and penalty free, with the finest products, amazing customer service, and buyback commitment. American Heart for Gold has a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. In a sea of anti-2A companies, American Heart for Gold proudly supports pro-2A content. If you contact American Heart for Gold today and tell them I sent you, they will give you up to $15,000 of free silver on your first order. So call them now. Click the link in the description or call 866-856-2507. That's 866-856-2507, or text COPPER to 65532. Again, that's 866-856-2507, or text COPPER to 65532. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. Now, like I've said in previous videos, Nevada's kind of an interesting state. On one hand, Nevada voted to put President Trump in office. They also voted to put a Republican in as governor, but they also voted for a Democrat attorney general that consistently works to undermine our Second Amendment rights. And we also have a Democrat-controlled legislature. We also have a very short window for bills to be passed. The Nevada State Legislature does not stay in session throughout the entire year like some other large states. As a matter of fact, it ends very soon here. So there's a very short window to introduce bills, get bills heard, and then get bills passed. So AB245, the bill that we're talking about today, went through at lightning speed. Okay, so what is AB245 and what does it do? Well, it actually does a couple things, and we'll cover both of them. AB245 is a completely unconstitutional bill that infringes on the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding adults. Those are very key things to take away here. These are law-abiding adults who are no longer going to be able to practice their Second Amendment rights, because what AB245 does is it bans the purchase, ownership, and possession of semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. Now, I'm sure you're all aware that these rules already apply to handguns on the federal level. So what AB245 does is it completely shuts the door for 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to be able to practice their Second Amendment rights. These are the same 18, 19, and 20-year-olds who can get married, who can sign a contract, who can buy a house, who can buy a car, who can participate in every other right as they are adults. But for some reason, the Nevada State Legislature believes that this one particular right is different than the others, is somehow a second-class right, and you must wait until you're 21 in order to practice it. The only way around this is if you have one of those, again, these exemptions. You're a military member of the military, you're law enforcement, certain organizations that work for the state or federal government. If you're one of those protected jobs or protected classes, then this is not going to affect you. But the average citizen, that ban is going to affect them. Now, the other thing that gets me here is there doesn't appear to be any grandfather language in this bill. I'll put a link to the bill down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. If you find anything that I missed, please leave that in the comment section. That would help everybody. But I have read the entire bill, and I don't see any grandfather language that says something like, as long as you acquired it or you possessed it prior to the enactment of this bill, you're allowed to keep it. I don't see anything like that. So I don't know what's going to happen to people who are 18, 19, or 20, and they acquired something prior to the passage of this bill. That's still, up in the air. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the safe storage aspect of AB 245. So AB 245 adjusts safe storage laws by now saying that you cannot leave anything where somebody under the age of 21 might gain control of it. So if you have somebody in the house, let's say an 18, 19, or 20-year-old that you've left behind, and you left them something to defend the house with, technically, you are breaking the law at that point. It's apparently a gross misdemeanor that you'll get charged with. There's huge fines, jail time, all sorts of stuff that's associated with it. But basically, anybody in your house that could acquire it, you have to keep it locked up in a safe with a code that they don't know. Otherwise, it's a violation of this new law. So again, it completely changes everything and takes people who are, let's say you have a roommate, right? You're 22 years old. You have a roommate who is 19 or 20. Because that roommate's in there, you would have to keep it locked up at all times unless it is under your immediate control. According to this bill, unless it's under your immediate control, it doesn't matter where it is, it has to be locked up. So not only does it impose new restrictions and ban law-abiding adults from practicing a right, but it also imposes new restrictions on people who are even older than 21. Now, like I was saying in the beginning, Nevada does have a Republican governor in Joe Lombardo, and the hope is that he will veto AB 245 and the bill that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. But he hasn't been tested when it comes to our Second Amendment rights very much, so we don't know exactly how this will go. Again, the hope is that he will veto it, but it's not a guarantee at this point. I can guarantee you one thing: if he signs AB 245, he will be a one-term governor, because I know the people in Nevada will not stand for that, and they will show up if something happens. So again, AB 245 needs to get vetoed by the governor because it is completely unconstitutional and imposes a ban on law-abiding adults. So this is something that more people need to know about. Make sure you share this video. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. That's where all the conversation happens. So with that being said, excuse me, thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and you all have a great day.